how to get a guy to respect you. This video is gonna expose how to get a guy to respect you, because it's actually a requirement to get a guy to respect you, for him to love you and to even ever wanna lock you down in a committed, loving relationship that'll actually last and grow stronger with time rather than fall apart. So a man can sleep with a woman that he's physically attracted to, but he will not commit without respect. And I'm gonna share some very powerful psychology secrets that you will not find anywhere else, which will make a man respect you, view you as a high value woman, and he'll actually be proud to have you by his side. And I'm gonna share the absolute most powerful thing that you must do in order for a man to respect you. And it's so important that if you don't do this, it basically guarantees that he won't respect you no matter what else you have going for you. So honestly, pay very close attention, because this is game changing. Hey, it's Erin, your personal love expert, back again on the channel where we make men make sense. VixenDaily. If you want to learn how to get a guy to truly respect you, then write "I'm ready" right now in the comments while the intro plays. This video has been requested so many times, so I hope that you guys enjoy. But before we dive in, I have a very small favor to ask. If you like this video, any of my videos, anything about me, what I'm wearing, love advice, and give me a like, a thumbs up, give me a like, share, subscribe, tell people all about it. So what's the first thing to do to get a guy to truly respect you? Well, the first thing is to control your emotions. What does that mean? There's a really dangerous cycle that happens when you feel crazy that a guy is not talking to you, and you end up spending your time worrying and obsessing rather than having peace and just enjoying your own life while he's away. So this idea of worrying is the root of all relationship problems when it comes to why will a guy not respect me and why does he end up taking me for granted. Men will take you for granted if you're doing these things that you don't realize you're doing, and it stems from you worrying that there's a relationship problem, you're losing him. And what does this create? When you're worried, you have a desire to seek reassurance. The desire to seek reassurance annihilates your mood, destroys your vibe, and comes across as a needy, depressing relationship. Instead of things being fun, they're gloomy. Instead of having a good time, he's anxious about saying anything to you and doing anything. Instinctually, people don't respond well when pressure is put on them and they are almost harassed, targeted with this kind of negative energy. It's a draining and obnoxious cloud that breaks the ability to have fun, to enjoy anything, and you suck the life out of a dynamic. You really need to make it a very big priority to shield your relationship from this dangerous cycle, because it's not who you are. You are a fun person, you're a lively person, and you know in your heart that you've lost yourself. When you're in this cycle, you're stuck in this web of being depressing and draining, and the solution is simpler than you might realize. It simply happens when you stop feeding into your worries and you really internalize this mindset. I am okay even if he leaves. I'm happy to give him space because I love my space too. I need my space to breathe. I'm happy on my own. I enjoy life on my own. When you're both happy and living your own life, you both bring that positive energy into the relationship, and instead of things falling apart, they get better and better because you get a man's respect by being emotionally in control. Number 2, you stop demonstrating that you will accept a relationship dynamic that is not what you want. You get him to respect you by not making this number 1 mistake, which is going along with something that you're not satisfied with in the hopes that he'll magically change, because guess what? You are single until you're not. This is something that is counterintuitive. You might think if I act like his perfect little girlfriend, he's gonna commit. No, he already knows you're not going anywhere anyway, and there's no chance of him losing you. So if you're already acting like his girlfriend, what incentivizes him to commit when no matter what he does, you're there? You think you can bring him around, but it gets interpreted as you being willing to accept anything or nothing, and you'll just devote yourself regardless, which is a dangerous mentality because it sends a message that it doesn't matter what he says or what he does, you'll put up with anything, and you're literally setting no standard of what you want. On the flip side, when you set a standard of what you want, you stop giving it all to him without even getting anything, and you kill that mentality of he will magically change. Because when you say yes to what you don't want, there's no room for what you want. There is no room for what you want to happen. You must be willing to say no to what you don't want to get what you want, and then and only then will you discover if he was ever going to come around, and you will figure out whether he wanted to lose you or whether he was literally okay with sitting by and did not even want to make the effort to commit. But all of a sudden, when you're gone, he steps up. He steps up or backs off. When we make the mistake, though, of saying yes to what we don't want because we're so scared of losing something, we lose it anyway. That is why the wisdom of being able to say no to what you don't want is a huge gift to your love life and in general. And ultimately, the step is simple. Don't say yes to a relationship dynamic that you don't want. Say no and understand that sometimes the other person is not willing to compromise or to make it work. Number 3 is manage your mood. So your mood is your love magnet. When you're in a good mood, or at least as close to it as you can, the relationship reflects the good mood back to you, okay? Both of you are living happy in your own life. You're occupying your life with things you love. You know how to live happy. And even if you were single, even if he left, in your gut, in your heart, you know you'd be okay, and you don't have to fake being happy. All you have to do is control your emotions. This is not acting. Acting will be useless. But if you actually find peace and happiness, you will be so much better off in your relationships. Number 4 is give a man space. Men respect women that give them space because space is a key ingredient to love. Space is a man's process that he needs to fall in love and to stay in love. Space is a beautiful and sacred thing that if you don't give, you will chase even the most obsessed man away, and he will not want to be with you. You need to embrace the power of space. It is essential for a relationship to thrive. You will not be able to have a man truly love you without loving space. Number 5, spruce up your life. So what happens when you spruce up your life? Well, you have a full life and you automatically and naturally give off this energy where you appeal to his need to be with a woman who can be sufficient on her own. You're happy on your own. Why is this a good thing? Because you don't expect him to make you happy. You don't put pressure on him to make you happy. You have an intrinsic and natural love for life and for enjoying life that does not require him, and that is an appealing energy for people to be around. The best thing you can do for your love life is to learn to be awesome at making yourself happy, keeping yourself inspired, entertaining yourself. Have you ever heard the term emotionally self-sufficient? Well, that is all this means. And it's something that I've always been naturally inclined to do because I get bored so easily. So I'll find things that entertain myself and make me feel inspired. And it is very hard for me to just sit there and not figure something out that is entertaining to me. So practice that and just spruce your life up, because this will make your relationships better and it'll make people want to be around you more. Think about it. It actually makes sense what I'm saying. It's a logical concept. The thing that you're really centering around too when you follow this is that you don't look to the relationship to make you happy, and you're bringing your happiness into it. And it sounds simple, but it's not. You literally bring your happiness into the relationship and it reflects it back to you. Because logically, why would he want to be around you if you're not happy yourself? So make your life full, do what you love, do things that you love, and it'll all come together because you'll have a full life, you'll be in a good mood, and all these pieces of your life will start to make sense. Number 6 is support his drive. What do I mean by support a man's drive? So, When you support a man's drive, it means that you become irreplaceable in his mind. Why? Not because you are supporting some superficial delusion of what drive is. No, it's because you support the deepest, most meaningful, most core part of him as a man. What I mean, and do not take these words lightly, is his mission as a man, his purpose as a man, the direction he wants to go in his life, because men at their core, they only feel fully alive when they are on the winning path to fulfill their mission and their purpose. Their motivations and feelings as a man will be really based entirely on this, and if they're on the track and advancing confidently in the direction of their dreams to live the life that they have imagined, then yay, you are part of that. That is irreplaceable. That's the drive detector, and the drive detector is so crucial because it'll determine whether he's miserable around you or whether he is truly addicted to you, because you're associated with this drive, this path, this winning thing that he can't let go of. It's an addicting and irreplaceable feeling for a man. So what is the drive detector? It's actually very simple. The drive detector is the key to identify what his drive is, to hone in on what it is, and you do this by observing what fires him up, what inspires him, and what deflates him, what makes him inspired, and what brings him down. You only support what inflates that inspiration, what brings out the best in him, and you encourage the mission, the goals, the traits that he has that will actually be something that you inspire him to continue. You look at his good, you look at his bad, you look at his weaknesses, you look at what makes him feel depressed and what makes him feel down on himself, and you encourage the good. What is being accomplished when you do this? It's so much deeper than what I'm describing, and you're only gonna get the meaning when you do it and you see him look at you as a woman that understands him. He might even say to you, I can't believe how well you understand me. No one has ever understood me so well, and you want that. That is how you become an irreplaceable part of a man's brain, his body, all that stuff that you wish could happen. You will only achieve it if you never, ever, ever, ever forget. If you make a man's mission harder to be on the track he wants, you are just another woman. But if you do the opposite, you're irreplaceable. Number 7 is have walking power. But do not forget drive. You can't do anything in a relationship if you don't understand the power of drive. But walking power is also one of the most important, powerful things that cause a man to respect you, okay? So it means you're willing to walk away if he won't give you what you want, rather than stick around forever praying and hoping and dreaming about him changing. Nope. You have to remember this. This is something you must be willing to do if you're not in a 100% official, clearly committed relationship. And if you are, then both of you should be clear on what a good relationship looks like and work as partners to actually create that beautiful relationship. Because if you don't have walking power, he feels you're there forever, he takes you for granted. And if you actually have it, he locks you down and chases you down instead of putting it on you to make it work and trying to make him come around. You look at this dynamic as if it is as it is it working for you right now? Instead of having the attitude of hope, worry, and fear, you have the attitude of clarity, personal responsibility, and what's practical. You actually stop acting as if ending this relationship would be the end of the world or the end of you. You withdraw your attention completely. You pull back and you let him feel the reality. Oh my goodness, she has walking power. And another big part of it, you have to keep your options open. Assuming you're not committed, it activates what I like to call lock her down mode, where he will go from not acting to action. So you close the option off of giving a desperate vibe off. You're done with that, and it puts pressure on this one guy to either commit or not. Now, you're not putting pressure on him to commit by saying, I demand you commit. No, you're saying, I will walk away if I don't want this, and goodbye, I mean this, I'm not faking it, I mean it. Men will only lock you down if they truly feel they can lose you, and you have the clarity that you're single until you're not, and it's clear, and you don't have to date other men. I want to be clear. I'm not using this as a threat or a tactic to use against him to torture him when he's misbehaving. No, 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 no. You're just willing to walk away. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. You're willing to give him chances. You're willing to forgive mistakes, but ultimately, if he doesn't give you what you want, you're willing to walk away. Even in the best relationships, there will be good times, bad times, ups and downs where you have to give your partner a break, but you must remember, you're on the same team. Commitment is being on the same team. You're on the same side. You are in it together. You're in it together to work and make it great. Partnership is essential in a committed relationship, but to have a good partnership, you have to know what your standards are, what you'll accept, what you're willing to do, and you have clear-headed expectations of what a good partnership is like. Within your own mind, you're clear on how long you're willing to try to make things work. Within your own mind, you're clear on what you'll do to make your partnership strong, and within your own mind, you're clear on what you will accept and what you won't accept as a standard you will not compromise on. You have standards, you have walking power. You don't let a man stop you. If you don't get what you want, you know in your gut, in your soul, in your body, you won't just sit there waiting for the day that he magically commits, because you know that that won't make him commit. You get it. This is gonna make your love life go from making no sense to making sense. You get it. You support his drive. You get that men are men and you are you. You cannot control how he feels, but all you can do, and I, by the way, want to invite you to come to my special insider group, because we get so many comments these days and I love replying, and I'll still reply to as many people as I can, but I needed to create this private group where you can come behind the scenes and actually engage and interact. So there will no longer be this confusion and heartbreak, but it's more about you guys connecting with me, because we honestly covered so much material here that I believe it would be beneficial for you to actually be able to talk to me one-on-one about what actually is going on. And the space is limited, but if you are looking to join, you're in luck, because there is still space available and you can connect with me in the insider group, VixenInsider.com. That is VixenInsider.com, and I would love to see you join, and I will be giving my direct feedback, and we can go over drive, how to make a man respect you, what does it really mean to support a man's drive, and what is the fake way of supporting drive, because again, a lot of experts will be talking about things that aren't actually gonna be supported by action items. I give you action items in Vixen Insider, and it is so crucial, because knowing what it really means makes that difference between things failing and falling apart and you actually getting the results. So, on that note, be sure to comment if you have any questions, thoughts on this video, any suggestions or things you want to say. I love reading your comments, guys, and I will definitely see you next time.